Okay, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Matt Steenblick, and welcome to our webinar today on Solera's newest, one of our newest marketing products, Stealth ID. I'm privileged to introduce you to Beth Walter, who was our senior product manager over Solera's entire suite of marketing solutions. So we are incredibly grateful to have her on today to share some of her insight and knowledge with us. As everybody is muted on this call, please feel free to use the chat feature or the Q&A feature within this Teams meeting to ask any questions, and we will make sure to address those questions at the end of the call. Also, we are recording this call, so if you have any of your fellow coworkers that were hoping to jump on this call but weren't able to make it, your area sales director can share this recording with you later on to share with them. So that being said, Beth, let's turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Matt. And thank you all for giving me a sliver of your time today. As Matt mentioned, my name is Beth Walter, and I'm the Senior Product Manager for our suite of marketing solutions. And today we're going to talk about our newest solution, Stealth ID. I do have a caveat. I am from New York. I do speak quickly. So if you do need me to repeat anything, please just put it in the chat. But we will get through this in 30 minutes, which is great for everyone. So let's get started. So I'm the Senior Product Manager. Why did I even bother building this product? I've been in the automotive digital marketing space for many years now, and I know how much money dealers spend to get people to their website on a monthly basis. And I also know how few of those people, or what few percentage of those people, actually fill out a form or call the dealership. And that's about 2 to 3%. That means 98% of the people that you pay most of the time to get to your website, they're unmarketable. So Stealth ID really, it was designed to solve that problem. And the way that we do that is we put a pixel on the website, and Stealth ID is able to identify the first name, last name, email address, and in 90% of the cases, the physical address of that person browsing your website, as well as what they're looking at, which vehicles they're looking at. Are they looking at a service page? Are they looking at a general interest page like About Us or a home page? All of that data, the person's personal information, their browsing activity, is uploaded to On Demand every night. And then dealers can actually use that data to run on-demand campaigns. So in essence, really, Stealth ID is an additional data source that makes on-demand even more powerful. So on the right side of the screen, you'll see we have kind of a scenario, right? You get a truckload of Camrys. You can go to On Demand and choose Stealth ID as the data source. And you can send out within 10 minutes a direct mail, email, Facebook, Instagram, and display ad to everyone who came to your site in the last 60 days and, let's say, looked at a Camry or Corolla and did not buy. And that's going to help you, of course, sell all of your new Camrys. So what's the process look like? So I wanted to take you through a step-by-step process. So dealership signs up for Stealth ID. Our implementation team sends you over a pixel along with simple instructions on how to install it. You'll probably send it over to your website provider with an I approve, please install. Once it's installed, it's immediately starting to grab customer information. So let's say a customer visits your website. They have to accept the cookie consent banner. That is the only way we're able to identify and market to them. That's literally what makes this legal. You have to have that. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm not a lawyer, but I would strongly suggest that you have a cookie consent banner that lets you know that you're collecting data and that data will be used for marketing. And in our contracts that we sent over with Stealth ID, we actually have suggested language there. So customer comes to the dealership, they accept the cookie banner, boom, we're starting to identify them. Then they start looking at a few different models. In this case, they're looking at a Camry LE, a Camry, a Corolla LE, and they're also visiting some service pages. All of that data, their first name, last name, email address, and as I said, in 90% of the cases, the physical address, along with everything they looked at, is uploaded to the Solera marketing engine On Demand every night. super easy for you guys to run campaigns or to have your account manager run campaigns. You go in there, you choose your creative, you customize your creative, you choose who in the Stealth ID you want to reach out to, and boom, campaigns are out the door. Every campaign that we run goes through a significant amount of data hygiene, and I will outline that for you in a couple slides. So the speed at which these campaigns go out is unmatched. So emails go out within an hour. Direct mail goes out the next day. If it's ordered by 4 p.m. the previous day, it's out the door the next day. And Facebook, Instagram, and display campaigns are launched nightly. All of this flows back into our reporting platform, so you don't have to go to your Google Analytics to see Google and Facebook to see Facebook. It all comes back into the Solera marketing engine, which is where on-demand lives. So when we've been piloting this for 9 months now, and when we did some focus groups, the dealers told us they wanted to be able to score prospects by interest level. So we integrated the interest level scoring, which allows you to identify hot, warm, and lukewarm prospects. So hot are people who have been to the site over 10 times in the last 30 days. Warm, visited the site over five times in 30 days, and lukewarm 1 to 4 times in 30 days. You can choose one or you can choose all, depending on how aggressive you would like to be. So we've talked a lot about Stealth ID and on-demand. I want to just take a step back and talk a little bit about on-demand, so you understand, where all this data is going and how on-demand actually works. So on-demand at a 10,000-foot view is our online marketing platform. It can take any data source: CRM data, DMS data, a third-party list, a list of recalls, a list of leads provided by your OEM. And in 3 simple steps, you can create a campaign and have it out the door. You choose your creative, you customize your creative, you choose the list, you confirm, and boom, your campaigns are launched. So what makes on-demand so powerful? Well, we already kind of talked about the fact that you can launch campaigns with matching creative in all of these channels within 10 minutes. And we talked about the speed with which it goes out the door. If your mail orders in by 4 p.m., it's out the door the next day. Email goes down within an hour, and there's daily deployment for your Facebook, Instagram, and display ads. There's thousands, and we're talking thousands of pieces of strategically designed creative in there. You can personalize the email and the mail creative. You can write your own coupons. Your store-specific data is always included. We have predefined lists and predictive models for both sales and service, making it super easy to launch a campaign. You can launch multiple campaigns for multiple stores at once. And once again, all that data flows back into our reporting platform, which is the same platform that launches all the campaigns. So I told you I'd talk about hygiene. So before any campaign goes out, we make sure that the person still owns that vehicle. We do email hygiene and make sure that that's the most current and valid email address. If anyone's opted out of any campaigns, we have that data and make sure they're on that opt-out campaign. And then we also look at the national change of address. We also have Melissa address standardization. So if there's something off in somebody's address, we're going to adjust that as well. And above there are some other things that we also can do with on-demand. We can do Spanish creative. If you have a coupon you like to use all the time, you can save that to a favorite. You can do an auto resend email. So if it's not opened, you can do an auto resend. You can do schedule now, or you can do like recurring campaigns. So maybe you want to do a Facebook campaign to everybody who came to your website and looked at a service page, but didn't come in for service every week. That's something that you can do. So it's a super powerful tool. And adding Stealth ID data makes it even more powerful. So, as I said, we've been piloting this for several months, and we launched the concept of Stealth ID at NADA. And after NADA, we launched some test campaigns, so using the Stealth ID data. So I wanted to kind of review those results. So in our top example, we had a campaign. It was a sales campaign. It launched on the 19th of March, and we pulled these results as of 4/29. And you can see that, by the way, emails in on demand are free. So this dealership spent zero money and actually sold 4 vehicles. And you can see the people that came in and bought vehicles off of the Stealth ID campaign. On the second example, that campaign was launched on the 20th. And this dealer did emails as well as spent $1,663 in direct mail and sold 11 vehicles for a total of $307,000. So it's interesting too, if you look at the last contacted, you'll see that everything was under the time frame in which the campaigns launched. So obviously we can't take credit for everything, but none of these campaigns were launched at a date later than this campaign was launched. So we're thinking this is what brought them in. So it's a fantastic tool for sales, but it actually works for service as well. So here's a service campaign that was launched on 2/12. We pulled the results of 4/29. This dealer spent $796. He did some mail, some Facebook, and some display. There were a total of 23 responses for a total of $4,945. These were all the responders. You can see on the left the mail, you can see the email, and then the Facebook and Instagram responders as well. And you can see, once again, all of the time frames were underneath the time that we launched these campaigns. So the 4/9, I just want to make a point that the 4,945 is great, but that doesn't take into consideration the lifetime value of this customer that we just brought into you. They're now in your DMS as a customer. They opened an RO. That's how we got their information over here. So now they're your customer, and you can continue to market to them and have them come in for service. We ran another one for Kia of Port Charlotte. This dealer did something very similar. He used mail, Facebook, Instagram, and display, spent a total of $322, got $6,952 on 23 total responses from email, and then 19 from the other channels. And then you can see that on the left are the email responders, and on the right are the Facebook, Instagram, display, and mail responders. So really powerful tool. We were so excited to see these results, and it's just super exciting, powerful tool, bringing in new customers for both sales and service. There is an option when you choose to run your Stealth ID campaigns that allows you to exclude current people in your DMS. So you can make sure that you're not marketing to people that are in your DMS. That's your choice. You can choose to check that button or not. But if you want to make sure to be focusing on brand new customers, then that's a check box you want to hit. I also do want to mention that during our pilot, we did have cooperation from our pilot stores, and we did look at all the customers that we identified in a 3-month period, and whether or not those customers were in the dealership's DMS. And during that pilot period, for those 6 dealerships, only 2% of the customers that we reached out to were actually in the dealer's DMS. This is pretty much a conquest tool, but when you look at the results, it gets much better, higher response rates than just standard conquest. It's something in between conquest and your DMS data, which is kind of where we hoped it would be, because it's obviously people who have been to your website and are interested in what you have to offer. So Here are just some creative examples from some of the campaigns that we ran. On the left is a direct mail sales piece. In the middle there is a service display piece. And on the right side is a service Facebook ad. And like I said, all of these, we have thousands of pre-built creative that you can use. Or actually on the left here, the sales direct mail piece is another piece of creative where you can literally choose your background. You can choose any vehicle from our Chrome image gallery, any color, any style, any trim, and you can actually build your own. And that's what our account executive on the left here did. She didn't use something pre-built. She built it freeform from our Chrome image gallery that is part of On Demand. Here are some other examples of, this is some new creative that we built. It's hybrid creative. We are finding that people are going to both sales and service pages. So you can choose one of these hybrid creatives that let you put a sales offer along with a service offer in front of a customer. Here's another example. On the left is a sales email, and then on the right is a sales direct mail. So let's talk turkey. So we charge 25 cents for every successful ID. A customer is only ID'd one time. So if they keep coming back to the website and looking at different things, everything they look at gets appended to their record, but you're only charged to identify them one time. So let's say I come to the website, I look at a Camry, I get identified, I come back the next day, I look at a Corolla, you're not charged that 25 cents again. It's just the fact that I looked at a Corolla gets appended to my record. So that's 25 cents for each ID. A successful ID is first name, last name, and email, along with all the pages they viewed. But in 90% of the cases, we are getting the physical address as well. In addition, if you don't already have, you will have to have a subscription to On Demand. That's $275 a month. And that does allow you unlimited emails for that subscription. So on the bottom there, just a note, you must have On Demand to use Stealth ID. Otherwise, you guys may have heard or seen of other de-anonymization tools out there. They've been around for a while. But what really makes this so powerful is the ability, because all the data just kind of sat in a dashboard and it was unactionable. What makes Stealth ID plus On Demand so powerful is the fact that you could literally go in and choose these people that live in this zip code or that live in these states that looked at this vehicle or looked at this service and choose who you want to target for what campaign over what time frame. It's just so you can really hone in on who you're trying to reach, who came to your website and literally said, I'm interested in these particular items. In addition, you can choose to integrate your DMS or not. It's up to you. You can just use the Stealth ID data, but then we will not have the data in terms of who came in and who purchased a vehicle or opened an RO. That only comes from the DMS data. And your account manager can talk a little bit more about that. But it is a choice that you can make. You can choose to have your DMS data integrated, and we'll be able to show you that reporting like I showed you, or you'll just get to see standard campaign reporting. How many people clicked or how many people opened an email, that type of thing. So at this point, I'm actually going to open it up for any questions.
So we are seeing one question that is being asked, can this be set up with a budget?
Of course, yes. So basically what would happen is your account manager, you would say, hey, I want to run this kind of campaign. And the campaign manager says, well, there's 1,000 prospects that fit your criteria, and that would cost you $500. And you can say, I only want to spend $250, and she can narrow down the zip code radius. Every single campaign can have whatever budget you want. Does that make sense?
I think it made sense. So hopefully the asker got some sense of that. I know. I do not see any other questions. Another one just popped up. What is the cost for direct mail? What size gets sent? What happens if you go over the amount of successful IDs you paid for?
Okay, I'm gonna take one of those, and I'm gonna have your account manager follow up with the direct mail questions. I actually don't know that much about the actual campaign direct mail, but so it's a great question. I'm glad you asked it, and I should have mentioned it. So let's say you buy the $200 package for 800 IDs. That 800 IDs starts the first of every month. So let's say you sign up and June is your first month. Once you hit 800 IDs, it stops and we get a notification and your account manager will reach out and say, hey, it's the 15th of the month and you reached, your limit. So we won't start IDing people again until next month. So basically, it's a monthly number. Once you hit it, you're done for that month, and it starts over the next month. However, I do want to mention, if you buy the larger package, let's say you buy the $1,000 package and you get 4,000 IDs and you only ID 2,000, there's no credit. We have no way of going backwards. So my suggestion is start with a smaller package, see how far it gets you. If a $200 package gets you through the 15th of the month, then you need the $400 package and you can feel comfortable stepping up. I just don't want anyone to be in a position where they buy the large package and they're not IDing that many people that month because there's nothing we can do about that. You're buying a package of IDs. So, and sorry, I can't answer the question about like mail prices. I know we have various choices for mail, like various sizes, various costs, but I'm not that familiar with what they are. So maybe somebody from account management, somebody can get your contact information and respond to you with that information.
Perfect. And that also addressed the size of the mail, that there are various different sizes of direct mail then that can be selected to go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more question, which I think was already answered, but maybe we answer again. Does on-demand require a DMS integration? So maybe the additional question, without the DMS integration, what might you lose within on-demand?
Right. So you can just use Stealth ID data and on-demand. You can do that without the DMS. That could be your only data source. Or you can choose to have Stealth ID data and your DMS data that you can use to run campaigns and on-demand. And if you choose that second option, you do have the ROI reporting. If you're just going to use your Stealth ID data inside of on-demand, we won't have that ROI reporting because we need to know like who came in and bought a car and who came in and did service. That's how we do the matching. So you would be missing the match back reporting that I showed you earlier on. But it can be done. You can just have on demand and just have Stealth ID as your only data source.
Great. I think that's important to note then that on-demand can also be used outside of Stealth ID, right, to market to your existing DMS data, which is also, what a lot of dealers are using it for currently today.
Correct. Currently today, I would say, well, before Stealth ID data, and after, mostly dealers were using it, to run campaigns to their DMS. We then recently added the ability to add CRM lists from Dealer Socket. And now we're adding this other data source, which is Stealth ID. So it's a very versatile program, but the reporting, the ROI matchback reporting does need the DMS data.
Another question, do the successful IDs get sent as an ADF, XML, web lead email?
No. So the data is available for use inside of on-demand. It's not a lead. It's not like a lead that somebody filled out and it does not get sent to you. That would make us a data broker, and that would make this whole program not viable. So it has to be used inside of on-demand. That's That's what we've been told by our legal department. How's that?
Perfect. Perfect answer. I do not see any other questions. So if anyone else has questions, please feel free to throw them in now. I know we're 4 minutes to the half hour. So without any more questions, if you want to just go to that next slide, Beth, that would be great.
Sure.
I will just say thank you, Beth, for jumping on and sharing your knowledge with us today. We are so excited about this product you've created and for the success it's already had in dealerships. We do have a special promotion for any attendees that were on this webinar. Your local area sales director will be reaching out to you with that. If you don't know who they are, feel free to reach out to me as well. That is my email address and cell phone number. Text me, call me, email me, and we can get you in touch with the right person to get any additional questions answered for you. And that being said, thanks everyone for joining and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.